What's going on, guys? This is Joe, and it is finally time. We are here at the War of the Spark pre-release in Champion Card Collector in Poughkeepsie, New York. Thank you to Champion for having us here. You should go check out Champion's website. The link is down in the description box below. If you're anywhere near the Poughkeepsie, New York area, you should definitely come down and check the store out. They are amazing people. They have a fantastic community here, and we are going to get right in and open these kits because obviously you can tell from the title down below, but I don't have two. I have four. So let's go right into the first one here. Obviously, all of them are going to have Liliana on the front. I just kind of wanted to show you that cool art of like Nissa and Karn on the back. I don't know that you can, hold on. Let's open it up so you can see it a little bit better, because that looked really, really cool. Nissa and Karn on the back, that's pretty sweet. And on the inside, we have a lot of the typical things that you would see inside of a kit. You get the little divider here for your deck. You get a little insert that tells you about how to build pre-release decks. I'm only going to show you this for the first one because then you guys will have the idea. And there's a zombie army token, which is not just a token. You will see that later. The title should have told you, but we will be giving away all of our codes today, so stay tuned for that. We're going to move that over to the side. We also have this D20 that's got the War of the Spark set symbol as the 20, which is fantastic. Good spin down life counter for everybody. Using this zombie army token, though, let's zoom in so everybody can see what's going on here. Very nice. Okay, so there is the zombie army. It's the little 1/1 version, or, you know, technically the 1/1 version. And then we have the packs, obviously. Right, we get 6 packs, and then we also get promos. And in this set, you get 2 promos. You get a promo foil rare or mythic, and then you get stamped, and then you get a stamped Planeswalker promo as well. So let's do the Planeswalker first. Our Planeswalker is Jaya, Venerated Fire Mage, which, first of all, very nice foiling. It is an uncommon Planeswalker. I think you can get rare and mythic Planeswalkers as your Planeswalkers as well. I'm not exactly sure, but hopefully we will find out in the next couple of openings. All 4 kits will be open in this video. You can probably tell from the timestamp down below. But so we had Jaya. Behind Jaya, another red card as our rare in Dread Horde Arcanist. I've heard a good number of people talking about this card after brewing some standard with it and stuff. This card seems fun, and the foiling pattern looks great. I'm sure the Eternals are going to look really sweet in foil because, yeah, they're made of Lazotep or covered in Lazotep, so there's that. But without further ado, we have some packs to open. So let's get into them. Wow, that is very glary, I apologize. But we have Lily on the front of our first pack. And in this pack, we have a Pouncing Lynx, Sky Theater Strix, a Goblin Assailant, a Makeshift Battalion, New Horizons, a Toll of the Invasion, because the people in Ravnica are, you know, they're not planeswalkers, but that doesn't mean they're free from having to deal with the fact that their plane is being invaded. So there you go, the Toll of the Invasion. Herald of the Dread Horde. We have a Thundering Ceratok. Wall of Runes. This art is crazy. If it is, if I get one in foil, I'll get to see. I'm not sure if it would be awesome in foil or terrible. I'm hoping for awesome because I love the colors. It's really cool. A Spark Harvest. So this is a kind of a bigger story moment because it shows a Planeswalker in Domri losing his Spark. At least losing his Spark. I mean, when we saw Dak in the trailer, he died and then lost his Spark, so I assume that's what's happening to Domri here, but they could get around that by saying that, you know, they just took his Spark. But there's Spark Harvest. We have a Heartwarming Redemption, which, if you're unaware of the stories, this may spoil it for you slightly, but I'm sure there are other commons that we'll see that will fully spoil it for you, so be aware of that. But that's our first uncommon. Our second is Nissa's Triumph. So this is the Triumph cycle, or an example of the Triumph cycle to go along with the Defeat cycle from Hour of Devastation. I like this very much. I like the fact that Nissa has awakened Vitu-Ghazi and just has that walking around for her. That's really cool. And we have Kiora, Behemoth Beckoner. So there is a Planeswalker in every pack, and it will either be your uncommon or your rare, or mythic. So here we go. Here's our Planeswalker in this pack in Kiora, Behemoth Beckoner. Very, very cool. And our rare or mythic is a Karn's Bastion. Very cool. I'm not sure of like a lot of super high value things from what I saw online. Like besides Teferi, it's just mostly mythics right now that are super high valued. So I'm not so sure about this one. I know there's a promo version of it as well. But yeah, Karn's Bastion. Very, very interesting. We have an island and a wall token. I kind of like this token a lot. Made by Teo. Speaking of Teferi, here's Teferi on the front of this pack. Let's see what he has in store on the inside of this pack for us. He has, first, the meme itself, the Raging Crunch, because, of course, there is a beast named Crunch now. Been hiding from us all the other times we've been to Ravnica. Speaking of commons that will spoil the story for you, here is Gideon's Sacrifice. Rest in peace, Gideon. You did us well. Between Gideon and Elspeth, it's not a good thing to be a mono-white planeswalker in this world, but here you go. Here's Gideon's Sacrifice, saving Liliana. We have Teferi's Time Twist. Seems like Teferi's doing some cool stuff. I'm looking forward to reading about that. We have a Grim Initiate. Guy looks like he got pretty heavily slashed in the face, but he's still going strong. We have the Tithe Bearer Giant, as people on Ravnica still, doing the things that they usually do. We have a New Horizons. Whoops. We have a Prismite, which is a hilarious name for a card. And again, this is another example of one that would probably look really awesome in foil. We have a Herald of the Dreadhorde. Whoops. Well, you see Watley's Raptor, but first, we have another Thundering Ceratok. Then we have Watley's Raptor, which is our first uncommon in this pack. We have Bleeding Edge. This card is sweet. I love the close-up on this Eternal, really cool. And let's see if we have a Planeswalker. We do not. We have Invade the City, which means we probably have a rare or mythic Planeswalker. Invade the City is a really cool moment, though, as well, of the planar bridge opening and letting all the Eternals through into Ravnica. But our rare or mythic Planeswalker is a Ral Storm Conduit. I love this art. Seems really cool. But yeah, here is Ral Zarek and seeing what he is doing. Last we knew he was working for Bolas, but looking at some of the cards, it doesn't seem like he stayed that way. So we will see what that means in the stories itself, and stay tuned to our channel for some jar of us talking about that later on. So behind Ral, whoa, okay. Wow, look at that foiling pattern, too. First of all, red is sick in this kit. I would definitely make a red deck out of this. We had Jaya, we had Ral, we have Chandra. Wow, and we have the Dreadhorde Arcanist. That foiling is insane. Plus, we got a foil rare Planeswalker. Pack foil. That's fantastic. I'm gonna move past it because we have other things to open, but that's great, man. I am very, very pleased. Okay, behind it, a Plains and a servo token that you would get from Saheeli Rai. We have a Liliana pack again. Wow. Yeah, this kit pretty good for red, huh? Sad I'm not actually opening this for an event, just opening it for, I'm not sad I'm opening it for all of you because you guys are great, don't get me wrong. But we start, speaking of story moments, we start with no escape. So the Planeswalkers are unable to leave the plane because of the Immortal Sun being placed in New Prov. Probably thanks to Dovin, but I don't know that for sure. We have another Grim Initiate. We have a Makeshift Battalion again. We have a Contentious Plan with Jace, Veraska, and Ral Zarek all in that art, which is really sweet. I like that. We have a Courage in Crisis, a Sorin's Thirst, because, even though there's a threat to the multiverse going on Ravnica, Sorin and Nahiri still have to fight each other. We have another Prismite. We have a Giant Growth as Mowu grows, working with Jiang Yangu. Another Spark Harvest. We have an Arboreal Grazer, as we see what's going on with just the random beasts on Ravnica. We have a Chandra's Triumph, so the second of the Triumph cycle. Good one to get with this red kit that we have as our first uncommon. We have the first of the Bond cycle, where the two of the guilds join up and create a bond with one another with some shared ideals, and you can read the flavor text for that because these are flavor-wise really awesome. I don't know about playability necessarily, but the flavor of these cards is amazing, and I love the art, the way that they did the combination of the two symbols on each of these different bonds. But here is Bond of Flourishing, and we have Davriel, Rogue Shadow Mage, as our Planeswalker uncommon. So our rare or mythic is an Oath of Kaya, because speaking of the story, we have a new Gatewatch member in Kaya, so that's really cool. We have had, you know, the 5 main Gatewatch, then we had Ajani, then we had Teferi, and now we have Kaya. So very, very awesome to see this bit of the story in card form. Then we have a Forest and a Zombie Army token. Again, just the dinky little 1/1 version. Now, speaking of the Zombie Army, please be aware with this code, it will work for MTG Arena, but please be aware, at least from what I have read online, this code will not work until Monday. Also, you can only use 1 code per account, so if this one doesn't work for you, the same person could not have grabbed all 4 of the codes, and yes, we're giving all 4 away. The same person could not have grabbed all 4 of the codes, so please be aware of that when you try to use this one. If it doesn't work, wait till the next one. So yeah, here is your code. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really hope you're enjoying. This is part of our thank you to you. Next pack is Liliana again, because apparently we only have oh, okay, there's a third. I was going to say only Teferi and Liliana, but no, there's a third as the last pack. But anyway, we have a Luxodon Sergeant, a Kasmina's Transmutation. So we haven't seen Kasmina yet, but a new Planeswalker in Kasmina, and this is her transmutation. We have the Goblin Assault Team, 4/1 with haste. These guys are fun. We have the Courage in Crisis. By the way, I wanted to point out with these, if you look closely at this art, it is goblins from all different guilds joining up together as this Goblin Assault Team. Behind the Courage in Crisis, a Chandra's Pyro Helix, very good red instant speed burn spell. Unlikely Aid, so more story moments as Gideon rides Rakdos into battle against Nicol Bolas before, as we mentioned, meeting his end, but still, that is fantastic. So cool. The flavor text on that is great. You should definitely go read that. Wanderer's Strike, so we get to meet a new Planeswalker in the Wanderer as well. Her strike is quite good, so there you go. We have a Heartfire. This is a very sad story, but here is Heartfire as this person kind of uses their own soul fuel, if you will, to shoot this fireball. We have a Mana Geode. Very cool. I love this art, and I would be curious to see this one in foil as well. We have another bond in Bond of Discipline. So here we have the Orzhov and the Azorius working together. Last time, in the one we looked at earlier, it was the Simic and the Selesnians. We have an Angrath's Rampage as our second uncommon, and we have Arlen, Voice of the Pack, as our third uncommon, but also our Planeswalker for the pack. So our rare or mythic is a Silent Submersible. So it is a vehicle as our rare, double blue costed vehicle. It looked like we had a foil. We sure do. It is a foil uncommon in Merfolk's Skydiver, and that is some really cool foiling. I like her collar. I like the background and the lightning. That is really cool looking. I like that a lot. I have to show that to Amy. Behind Merfolk's Skydiver, we have a mountain and a zombie army, this being the medium version of the zombie army token, the slightly bigger one. We have 2 packs left in this kit. Again, 3 more to go after. So I'll try to see what we can get out of this one for all of us. Teferi was on the front of this one. So Teferi has for us an Oncrop Invader, a Bulwark Giant that Gideon kind of falls for a little bit through that flavor text. Crushed Descent, I believe this is Teo, getting crushed a bit. We have Courage in Crisis, Sorin's Thirst, a Spellgorger Weird, which if and when we see it later, this guy will come into play, so remember that he exists. We have a Topple the Statue, really cool story moment again with Vitu-Ghazi, I believe, knocking over the Bolas statue. We haven't seen the Bolas statue yet in card form, but this was kind of a big moment based on the flavor text as well. Another Herald of the Dreadhorde, a lot of those. Gateway Plaza, the art on this Gateway Plaza is sick. I love it. We have a Domri's Ambush as our first uncommon. Really, really good card. We have a Mowu Loyal Companion, so again, the Loyal Companion to Jiang, the new Planeswalker, or new-ish. And we have Watley the Sun's Heart as our Planeswalker and our third uncommon. So our rare or mythic is a mythic in God Eternal Ronus. Very nice mythic. This kit was kind of leaning more towards red anyway, but we could go red-green. We just opened Watley and the Domri card and Mowu, Domri's Ambush and Mowu Loyal Companion. So maybe, I mean, this pack was definitely leaning towards green. But yeah, here's God Eternal Ronus. Very, very cool. Behind that, we have another foil. It's the foil common in Charity Extractor. Really awesome foiling in this set. I cannot, you know, say enough. That is fantastic. Usually the figure in the front is not in foil. This time, I guess, with all the gold armor, this Orzhov Knight really is, and it looks awesome. So cool. Behind it, a Swamp and a Wizard token. Very cool. We have one pack remaining. Let's see what's inside of it. It's Gideon on the outside, first of all. So it's the first instance of a Gideon pack we've had, because otherwise it's been all Lily and Teferi in this kit so far. But with Gideon, we start with another Kasmina's Transmutation. We have a Samut's Sprint. We have a War Screecher. Come on, you. We have a Teferi's Time Twist. Kaya's Ghost Form, a Snare Spinner, Giant Growth again, another Spellgorger Weird, a Tamio's Epiphany, that card's cool, a Banehound, a Paradise Druid. This card looks really cool as its promo version, but here's our first uncommon. Second is Ral's Outburst, and do we have a Planeswalker? We do not. In Grateful Apparition is our third, so our rare or mythic Planeswalker is Nissa, who shakes the world. I guess I have a card for Amy now. For those of you who don't know, Nissa is Amy's favorite Planeswalker. It's really nice to see her back. And we got Nissa's Triumph in here as well. So yeah, maybe red-green for this kit? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Behind Nissa, we have an Island and an Assassin token that you would get from Vraska. So that is kit number one. Like I said, we are not done, so don't you worry. Kit number two is right here. Let's rip into it. Like I said, I don't need to show you all the additional stuff in there. We already did that. So let's just get to the die, the packs, and the promos. We got a blue die. That's what that looks like. Okay, so we have two different colors out of two different kits. That's good. We have all this additional stuff that I will get rid of that we don't need. The token is a wolf token. I will get to that partway through the video, as we did with the last one, for the code for everybody. And the packs can go on the side. The code, apologies. Let's open our promos up here so that everybody can see what we have going on for our promos. First, our Planeswalker for our promo is Ashiok, Dream Render. Very cool to see Ashiok back. The background looks cool. See, this is what I was talking about like the figure not being in foil. Like, the Ashiok's shoulder looks really cool here, but the background is, and the background looks great, but Ashiok, you know, the figure of Ashiok is not in foil, so it's okay. Behind Ashiok, our other promo is Feather. Feather the Redeemed, more specifically. This was a big Vorthos moment when Feather was revealed to be, or previewed to be, in this set. A lot of people thought that Feather was not around anymore. We hadn't really heard much from Feather, so here is Feather. We got Feather back, and this is our promo foil, so that is really cool. 4 different colors in our promos, which is a little rough. Although, you know, technically only 3, because Ashiok is hybrid, but still. We have our first pack, which had Gideon on the front, has a Grim Initiate, a makeshift battalion. Come on. We have a Contentious Plan, Samut Sprint, a, this guy's great, a Lazotep Behemoth, the Zombie Hippo. We have a Kaya's Ghost Form again. We have a Topple the Statue again. Another Herald of the Dreadhorde, a lot of those. Another Gateway Plaza. Another Tamio's Epiphany. We have another Bond in the Bond of Passion. So this one being the Gruul mixed with the Boros. I don't know why I couldn't figure out what was going on there. This is the Gruul and the Boros mixed together, which is really awesome. We have the Bolt Bend, which is sick art on this card. Look at a red card with that much blue in it. That is really, really cool. And a Planeswalker, yes, in Ob Nixilis the Hate Twisted. I love this card. This card is so cool, and the art for Ob is fantastic, so I like that a lot. And our rare or mythic is... and Ignite the Beacon. Very cool story moment here in Ignite the Beacon, where this is what brings all the Planeswalkers. And Ajani looks happy about it? I can't quite tell. But anyway, here's Ignite the Beacon. Behind that, a Mountain and an Assassin token. Another Gideon pack. I guess we're making up for the fact that he wasn't in the other kit as much. 2 Gideon packs in a row. We start, here it is, we start with the Spell Keeper Weird. So the Spell Gorger Weird is hanging out over here, same way that the Spell Keeper Weird was hanging out over here for the Spell Gorger Weird's art as well. But they're friends, you know. We have a Turret Ogre, a Pouncing Lynx. As we learned in our preview stream, this is not the cat that everyone loves, but it's the one they're going to get because I don't really like playing the other one. We have a Stealth Mission, very cool card. A Ward Scale Crocodile. This card's awesome. I love the flavor text on that too. Spark Reaper. So there's Reavers, there's Reapers, people taking Sparks. We have a Forced Landing. A Shriek Diver. Lots of Eternals. And there's the Spell Gorger Weird. So they were both in the same pack at least once. We have a Tamiyo's Epiphany. We have a Dread Malkin. So this is, I guess, another cat. This wasn't the one I was talking about. I would play this one too, probably. This is our first uncommon. We have a Leyline Prowler. I would definitely play this card. And we have, Mowu. So this is not a Planeswalker, which means our rare or mythic Planeswalker is a Sarkhan the Masterless. Really cool. I haven't really seen much of him yet. Obviously, I saw him previewed, but yeah, here's Sarkhan the Masterless. Very, very cool. Combined with Feather, yeah, that would work. Behind Sarkhan, a Swamp and a Zombie token. So this is the this is a 2/2 zombie, not the zombie army. We have Liliana on the next pack. I believe Lily is the one who makes the 2/2 zombies, right? I could be wrong. I haven't memorized the set yet. It just came out. But anyway, inside of the Liliana pack, we have a Goblin Assailant. We have a Makeshift Battalion. We have a Kasmina's Transmutation again. We have another Samut Sprint, Toll of the Invasion, Crawl Stinger, nice Death Touch creature, Lazotep Behemoth again, a Ward Scale Crocodile again, Spell Gorger Weird again, lots of duplicates, Tamiyo's Epiphany, a D-Spark, very, very cool story moment as well. So this one showing Liliana kind of convincing 2 of the God Eternals in Oketra and Bantu to do the right thing and remove the spark from the god, the dragon god, Nicol Bolas. We have the Challenger Troll, and we have Vraska, Swarm's Eminence. I was going to say Endurance. That is not what that word says. Eminence. So there's Vraska. Our rare or mythic is a Soul Diviner. I like this art. I think it looks really cool. I don't know why it stands out to me, but it does. I think it's really cool. Behind it, we have an island and a zombie army. And this one, again, just the medium version. We have not seen the ultimate version yet, but here is Teferi on this one. And inside of this pack, we have a Teferi's Time Twist, Grim Initiate, Martyr for the Cause, a Contentious Plan, Ward Scale Crocodile, Spark Reaper, Forced Landing, Shriek Diver, Divine Arrow. So another story moment when Oketra was revealed, when Trusted Pegasus was revealed, and when Unlikely Aid was revealed. This is why Unlikely Aid needed to happen. This is why Gideon rode Rakdos, is because he had a Trusted Pegasus, and then Oketra found out about it. So this is what happens when Oketra sees Gideon riding a Pegasus to fight Nicol Bolas. This Divine Arrow. So, we have a Wall of Runes. We have another Watley's Raptor. We have a Dovin's Veto, also known as Dovin's Ban, or Ban. And another Davriel Rogue Shadow Mage. Is this the first, I think this is the first duplicate Planeswalker we've had. And our rare or mythic is an Awakening of Vitu-Ghazi. Like I said, Nissa did it, and it's really awesome. So here is the Awakening of Vitu-Ghazi. The art is so sick. It just makes it look so huge, because it is, but the art is really good it did a really good job at conveying that. Behind that, the Awakening, we have a Plains, really cool with the sparks flying through there, and another Wizard token. Speaking of tokens, we have this wolf token. Once again, please remember that these codes do not work until Monday, according to Magic Arena themselves. So please wait until Monday to use it. And if one of these doesn't work, there are 3 others, so give those a try as well. Once again, thank you all so much for watching our stuff. Next, we have Liliana on the next pack. Behind Liliana, we have a Goblin Assault Team. We have an Ironclad Crovad, a Sorin's Thirst, another Crawl Stinger. Come on, you. We have a Davriel's Shadow Fugue. So we have 2 Davriels. Now we have Davriel's Shadow Fugue. We have a Thunder Drake, which is such a cool piece of art. Card's great too, by the way. But yeah, Sarkin's Catharsis, Veraska's Finisher, a lot of the Planeswalkers' assistants, if you will, or add-ons. Speaking of which, Sahili's Silverwing, Bloom Hulk, Firemind's Vessel. This is an interesting story moment. Maybe we'll get to talk about it, but maybe we won't. But here's Firemind Vessel as our first uncommon. We have Bond of Revival as our second, and again, now we have the Golgari and the Rakdos combined working together. Really awesome. And we have Watley again, the Sun's Heart. So this is our second duplicate Planeswalker. And our rare is Neheb, Dreadhorde Champion. This is the 3rd time in like 3 years or so that we're seeing Neheb as a legendary creature printed in a set. So here's another version of Neheb, the Dreadhorde Champion. Behind Neheb, a Forest. Oh, and again, to go along with Sarkin and Feather, this is looking like another good red kit. A Forest and an Assassin token. Last pack is Teferi. We have 2 more kits. This is not our last kit at all. Okay. Again, we start... Wow. Okay. Really? Why is that not opening? There we go. It was stuck. We start with a card with another great piece of flavor text in the Chain Whip Cyclops. I like that quite a bit. We have Teo's Light Shield. We have a Snare Spinner, a Tithe Bearer Giant, a Centaur Nurturer, Iron Bully. This card's hilarious. An Erratic Visionary. Another good piece of flavor text on that one. Enforcer Griffin. Very cool. I like the art. Just the image of that looks great. A Lazotep Reaver, a Demolish, no thank you, a Bond of Discipline again, so here's a duplicate Bond for us. We have a Rescuer Sphinx as our second uncommon. This card's really cool. And do we have a Planeswalker? We do, in another Ob Nixilis. Very, very interesting. And our rare or mythic is a Tomic Distinguished Advocist. So again, this is a character that makes a strong appearance in the novels from what I understand, or at least is a favorite from the novel. So yeah, here's Tomic. Fine card as well, obviously. A Mountain behind Tomic and a Zombie Army. And again, Tomic would then work really well with Feather. So there you go. We still haven't gotten the big Zombie Army token. But yeah, so that was that kit. I would have gone red and white there as well, I guess, with the Feather. But maybe you guys think differently. You have the benefit of going back and looking at the uncommons and stuff, and letting us know if there was something that I'm like not remembering enough. But yeah. Oh, look, speaking of red, here's the red D20. That's 3 for 3, folks. We are 3 for 3. And we move to this kit, which has... Sorry, organizing some stuff. All right, so we have this smaller Zombie Army again as our code token. Or I should say the medium one, not the smallest one. Okay, so let's make sure I can open this up. Our promos are... Come on now. There we go. Our promos. First of all, our Planeswalker is going to look a little familiar to all of you. Let's get these packs out of here. Our Planeswalker is... Ashiok. This is our second promo Ashiok in 2 kits. So there you go. Ashiok. Behind Ashiok, though, a different promo in Awakening of Vitu-Ghazi. Now, it's a card we've already seen, but we haven't seen it in foil. So here it is in foil. It's okay. I like what looks like the trees up there in foil look really cool. So there's that. All right, so there are those 2. We have a Teferi pack first. Nothing like, I mean, I was super happy to open that foil Chandra and we got that Ronus. I'd like some more, please. Is that rude of me to ask for more than that? Like, the walkers have been cool, but we've only gotten 1 mythic and 1 foil rare. So yeah, we have a War Screecher first, Ashiok's Skulker. So we got Ashiok, now we have Ashiok's Skulker. We have an Invading Manticore. That's something. That card looks so cool. I like that art. A Bulwark Giant, again. A Steady Aim. I love the colors on this card. Looks really cool. We have another Giant Growth, another Topple the Statue, a Callous Dismissal. At least some new cards we're seeing. That's cool. A Gateway Plaza. A Cruel Celebrant is our first uncommon. Art is great on this one as well. We have another Nissa's Triumph. And we have another Arlen Voice of the Pack. Our rare or mythic in this pack is Living Twister. I like this card. I didn't get a chance to use it during our preview stream, but I'm looking forward to giving it a try in some sealed or draft events. Behind Living Twister, a foil uncommon. Ooh, in Augur of Bolas. First of all, foiling pattern, fantastic. Second of all, I would think that might be worth something at some point, because Augur of Bolas is really good in, you know, Eternal format, constructed type things. So yeah, here's Augur of Bolas. I like the foiling pattern a lot, actually. Behind the Augur, an Island, and a Soldier token. Interesting. One of the first ones we've seen of that. And yes, I know that there is a promo Augur of Bolas, so maybe pack foils will be less, but who knows? Who knows, really? All right, so we have a Sky Theater Strix. We have a Blind Blast. So yeah, new cards. Nice. New commons that we haven't really seen. Luxodon Sergeant. A Dusk Mantle Operative. This flavor text was fun too. A Snare Spinner. A Centaur Nurturer. Followed by another Iron Bully. Another Erratic Visionary. Another Enforcer Griffin. Still love the art. Really, really awesome. Intimidating looking. A Lazotep Reaver. Another Chandra's Triumph as our first uncommon, another Bond of Flourishing as the second, and a Kaya, here's a new card, Bane of the Dead as our third, and our rare or mythic is a Vivian's Arcbow. Seriously, Amy and I have met Zach Stella. He's a really nice guy, and he's real good at drawing art. This art is so good. I love it. So props to you, Zach. But also, yeah, we got it. I'm happy. I'm happy to have this card. We have a Swamp behind it and a Zombie Army. Again, still not the biggest one. Interesting. I want that Zombie Army. But speaking of that Zombie Army, why not? Here is a code for Arena. Fun reminder for people that are just skipping around the video, this code will not work until Monday. If you try it before Monday, it will not work. So, and it won't like make the code not work for anyone, it just won't work for you at that time. And the first person to use this once it goes live on Monday, it will work for. If this one doesn't work for you, try the other ones. So, thank you guys so much for watching. We have 4 packs left. We did that one a little early this time around because I wanted to mix it up a little. Why not? We have a Teferi pack. Inside of this Teferi pack, we start with, appropriately, a blue card in Stealth Mission. We have a Goblin Assault Team, a Pouncing Lynx, we have a Vampire Opportunist, we have a Steady Aim, whoops, come on now, we have a Pollen Bright Druid, I love the art on this card as well, we have a Davriel's Shadow Fugue again, we have a Thunder Drake again, a Sarkhan's Catharsis, Vraska's Finisher, Augur of Bolas is our first uncommon, Elite Guard Mage is the second. This card is cool, and the flavor text on it is really cool. I'm looking forward to reading the story of Chandra versus Dovin Bond, or the part of the story with Chandra versus Dovin Bond, and a Planeswalker, yes, in Kasmina, Enigmatic Mentor. So we do get to see our Kasmina for the first time, a new Planeswalker. Behind Kasmina, we have a Widespread Brutality as our rare. Again, art is sick, love it very much. We have an Island and a Devil token that you would get from Tybalt, whom we have not seen yet. We have another Gideon, and it is, we start with what we've seen it already tonight, but it's not any less sad. Here is Gideon's Sacrifice again. Naga Eternal, Raging Crunch again. Got to take care of that Raging Crunch. We have an Aid the Fallen. That's the first time we've seen that. Primordial Worm. Amy loves the art on this card. Thinks that worm looks very happy. Very, very happy looking worm. We have a Spark Harvest again. Arboreal Grazer again. Divine Arrow again. Wall of Runes. Vizier of the Scorpion. This card is great, and the art is so cool. I love that once this guy touches his head, look, they're just dripping poison out of their mouths. Really, really awesome. Vizier of the Scorpion. Also just a great card. That's our first uncommon. Interplanar Beacon is the second, so we had Ignite the Beacon before. Here it is. This is what it looks like. And our our probably Planeswalker, yes, is Samut, the Tyrant Smasher. Very cool. Yeah, Samut definitely had a stake in trying to stop Nicol Bolas. But anyway, behind Samut, our rare or mythic is Krenko, Tin Street Kingpin. Nice to see Krenko back again as well. I believe we have a foil. Pack seems a little thick. It sure is. It is Kaya's ghost form, and that is really cool accents for that foiling pattern. I like that quite a large amount. That is really, really cool. Okay, behind Kaya's ghost form, a Plains and a Spirit token that you get from Ugin. Very, very nice. I like that. We have a Gideon pack next. We have seen plenty of Gideon packs now, after the first kit was not helping us out, but now we have it. Inside of the Gideon pack, we have Samut's Sprint, Martyr of the Cause. I like this card. Card did work for us. Martyr for the Cause, not of the Cause, excuse me. We have a Naga Eternal, a Goblin Assailant, Crawl Stinger, Vampire Opportunist. I think I cracked a Fang, because that's what you get for trying to drink something. First of all, a zombie. Second of all, something that's covered in Lazotep. There's a Prismite, a Spark Harvest, a Thundering Ceratok, Nahiri's Stoneblades. First time we've seen that card. A Dread Malkin again as our first uncommon, Leyline Prowler as the second, and Price of Betrayal as the third. This art is sick. This is the prequel, I guess, the precursor to Gideon's sacrifice, as Liliana is paying the price for betraying Bolas as he activates her contract on her skin, and then Gideon kind of gives his protection over to her and sacrifices himself instead. And our rare Planeswalker is Sorin, Vengeful Bloodlord. So we saw Nahiri's Stoneblades. We have not seen Nahiri yet, but Sorin and Nahiri totally on this plane to take care of each other and not help against Bolas seemingly at all. I love this Sorin art. He's just so casually covered in blood, and it's fantastic. Behind Sorin, a Forest and a Zombie Army, still not the big one. Here is Liliana on our last pack in this kit, and then we have one more to go. Can you believe it? I can't. We have another, speaking of, following up the Price of Betrayal, here's another Gideon's Sacrifice as the first card in this pack. Naga Eternal again. Raging Crunch. Still can't get rid of this Raging Crunch, guys. It's a problem, I promise. Battlefield Promotion. Vampire Opportunist. Vivian's Grizzly. Callous Dismissal. An Arboreal Grazer. Divine Arrow. Thundering Ceratok, Bond of Insight, so we get the Izzet and the Dimir working together. Bond of Insight as our first uncommon. Tyrant's Scorn as the second. Again, sick flavor text on this card too, for multiple different reasons. And Jiang Yangu, Wildcrafter. We haven't seen Jiang yet. I've talked about Mowu. We've seen Mowu a couple times. Look at him. Look at how little and cute he is. Look at those other Mowu. That's not what this guy looks like, but it still is. It's the same guy. And our rare or mythic is a rare in Dread Horde Invasion. Behind the Dread Horde Invasion, a mountain and a dragon token. Very cool, that you get from Sarkhan, which we saw earlier. So that is our third kit. Like I said, we have one more remaining as you kind of look at Jace's weird face there for while I'm grabbing this one for you. So here is the fourth and final kit. Seriously, I hope you guys are enjoying this video. Please let us know your thoughts in the comments. That's what they are for. Please let us know any cool things that you opened, if you opened better than us, because right now we are missing out on some mythics. We've only opened one, I believe, so far. Here is another red die, so maybe we can trade that to get something better. Okay, and then we can sort some of these things out. We have still another Dinky Zombie Army as our code here. And our promos are as follows. Once I can get this figured out. Sorry, guys. Let's move this out of the way. Bit of a mess. There's like multiple cards here and boxes and all that good stuff. Just trying to find the right space. This is our last kit though, so we will make it work. This is cool. Okay, so our Planeswalker, which I was right, you can get a rare promo Planeswalker and a promo rare, because our Planeswalker is Sarkhan the Masterless, which is a rare promo card. So here, or a rare Planeswalker, I should say, and that's a pretty cool foiling. I like that. Very nice. And then behind Sarkhan, our rare is Enter the God Eternals. Very, very cool. I like that. I like that the Eternals up in the front, these little guys here, are also nicely in foil. That looks really good. All right. And onto the packs, the last of the packs. We have, right at the top, I'm doing this. Please remember, I'm saying it for people skipping around. I apologize if you've heard it 3 times already. This code will not work until Monday. Please do not try to use it until Monday. It will not work, but I want to thank you all so much genuinely for watching. This is our 4th and final code. If you stop watching now, I totally understand, but I want to see what I'm going to open out of these 6 packs here. So, yeah. But thank you guys so much, seriously. I hope you enjoyed. And feel free to sound off in the comments. I didn't say this before. If you get the code and if it works for you after Monday. So, here is Liliana on this pack. Let's see what she has inside for us. Oh, look. Corset 2020. Okay. Interesting. At least we know it's coming, but we know nothing at all about it, except that there's Chandra for all of us. Here is a Pouncing Lynx, a Stealth Mission, an Honor the God Pharaoh, Rising Populace. We haven't seen this one yet. This is a cool card, and this is the card that when it was spoiled, people kind of finally started realizing that Niv Mizzet was dead, because he's right there on that little placard in the back. A Crunch Wrangler. See? So now we can finally get rid of that Raging Crunch by wrangling it with this Crunch Wrangler. Finally. It's about time. We have a Kaya's Ghost Form, a Tamiyo's Epiphany, a Banehound, a Band Together. I like this card a lot. I think it's a very good fight-esque spell. Obviously, it's not perfectly symmetrical with the fight, but still. A Gateway Plaza. Heartwarming Redemption again. So now that we've seen Gideon's sacrifice, this is Kytheon returning to his friends, his irregulars, whom died at the hands of Erebos, and now he is finally heartwarmingly being redeemed by meeting back up with them again in the afterlife. We have Nissa's Triumph again. This Triumph loves us, apparently. Nissa and Chandra are the only 2 that we saw tonight. And another Obnixilis, the Hate Twisted. Like I said, I like this card, I like the art, so there you go. And our rare or mythic is a Causalities of War. Very interesting card. I think it's cool. I like the art. So there you go. And it's a new rare that we haven't seen yet. So with all the duplicates that we've been seeing, this is nice. Behind Causalities of War is a Plains and a Devil token. That was only our first pack, so we've got plenty left. Here's Teferi. I would love another mythic. We did not get very lucky with mythics yet. So a little bit of help would be great. War Screecher. Teferi's Time Twist. Excuse me, sorry. Let's actually make sure you guys can see what we're looking at here. On-Crop Invader. We have a Bulwark Giant. Spark Reaper. Tamiyo's Epiphany. Banehound. Band Together. Gateway Plaza. Jace's Triumph. There we go. It heard me. Here's a new Triumph. This is I will use Amy's word. This is a badass version of Jace. Just the look on his face on this card is great. So there's Jace's Triumph. Another Heartwarming Redemption. Okay. And a Saheeli Sublime Artificer. First Saheeli of all the kits for us. And our rare or mythic in this pack is a Mizium tank. So here is another vehicle. We saw the blue one earlier, the submersible, and now we have a tank as our red one. Behind it, I believe we have a foil. We sure do. Hey, we get to see Nahiri. I'll show this one to Amy too. Amy sure enjoys Nahiri. Amy is 100% Team Nahiri. I'm kind of torn. I'm probably also Team Nahiri. But yeah, she's kind of going about it in the wrong way, but I get it. I read her story. I understand. But yeah, this is a pretty sweet foiling pattern. Look at that. I like that. All right, behind Nahiri, we have a forest and a zombie army. Still not the big one. Unbelievable. Some weird things that we're not getting tonight. We have a Liliana, you know, like mythics. You thought I was going to talk about the token again. Nope, we're not getting a lot of mythics tonight. Here's a Spell Keeper weird. We have an On-Crop Invader. A Courage in Crisis, been a while since we've seen one of these. A Shriek Diver. Ob Nixilis's Cruelty, the first one of those that we've opened. This is a sick card, and out of, what, however many, almost 24 packs now, this is the first one that we've seen. This may be a lot tougher to get than I think. A Totally Lost, first one of these as well, though, so there you go. I genuinely don't know how you get lost as Fibblethip and just end up on top of that giant statue. How did you get lost to go up there? You had to have tried to get up there. You had to. Anyway, behind Totally Lost, Law Rune Enforcer, another common that we haven't seen. We've seen so many duplicates, and now we're getting like a bunch of commons that we just haven't seen before. Here's a Law Rune Enforcer, a Burning Prophet, seriously, wow. A Relentless Advance, interesting. A Centaur Nurturer. Liliana's Triumph, okay, new Triumphs, I like it, I like it. Again, it heard me complaining about it, I guess, but this is a nice one. Bond of Flourishing again, and a Planeswalker, yes, in Teo. Nice, the Shield Mage. First Teo for us. That's very nice, and a new Planeswalker in Teo. And our rare or mythic is another rare in the Parhelion 2. This is very cool for storyline purposes. Just the look of this card and what it does and how expensive it is, but what it makes, amazing. This card is so cool to me. I would love to try to make it work, but God knows it would be very difficult. Behind Parhelion 2, a Mountain and an Assassin token. We are halfway through this final kit. 3 packs left. Teferi on this one. And inside of this Teferi kit, or Teferi pack, this is not a Teferi kit at all. Okay, this one still doesn't want to open. Very tightly packed these packs are. We have a War Screecher, an Ashiok's Skulker, Lazotep Behemoth, a Return to Nature, first one of these we've seen as well. Take It Easy, Naturalize, this is a much better version. An Aven Eternal, Sarkhan's Catharsis, Bloom Hulk, a Saheeli's Silverwing again, another Ob Nixilis's Cruelty, very nice. Totally Lost again. A Domri's Ambush is our first uncommon. Another Bond of Flourishing. This is definitely the Bond that likes us the most. And a Veraska Swarm's Eminence is our third, and our Planeswalker. So our rare or mythic is a Storev Devkarin Lich, because I totally needed to have to pronounce that. I think the art is cool, the card is interesting, so here is Storev for all of us. Behind him, we have a Swamp and a Wizard token. 2 more packs remaining. Gideon is on this one. A Spellkeeper Weird is on the inside. A Turret Ogre, Primordial Worm, Lazotep Behemoth, Mana Geode, Thunder Drake, Charmed Stray. First Charmed Stray, good. If you didn't watch our stream, you won't fully understand that, but still, good. Veraska's Finisher, Heartfire, Pollenbright Druid, Merfolk's Skydiver is our first uncommon, Angrath's Rampage is the second, and a Planeswalker... No, Emergence Zone is the third. So our rare or hopefully mythic Planeswalker is... Nope, just a rare. It is Nissa again. Interesting. Lot of duplicates. Interesting. Okay, here is Nissa who shakes the world. I mean, Amy loves Nissa. Maybe each of us can have one now. So here you go, Nissa who shakes the world. Behind Nissa, an island and a zombie army. Dinky zombie army. We have 1 pack remaining, guys. Are we going to only open 1 mythic out of 24 packs tonight? Plus, 8 promos? Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Hopefully you guys did better than us and this isn't just indicative of the set, but please let us know. Here is a Kasmina's Transmutation, Samut's Sprint, a Dusk Mantle Operative, Vivian's Grizzly, Aven Eternal, Burning Prophet, Ob Nixilis's Cruelty, Jaya's Greeting, we haven't seen that one yet, that's a great card, Totally Lost Again, Centaur Nurturer, Sun Blade Angel is a very nice first uncommon, Emergence Zone again is the second, a Planeswalker, no, Liliana's Triumph is the third, so our last rare or mythic of this whole video, it's a Planeswalker, and it is Tamiyo, Collector of Tales. So, interesting. A new Planeswalker that we haven't seen yet, in this opening at least, is Tamiyo. Behind Tamiyo, just a Plains and a Zombie Army. And finally, literally the last card we open is this. I guess I'm going to leave it. I was going to, like, you know, try to find Ronus, but yeah, no, we're looking at this, guys. I wanted this card the whole video. This is hilarious. Here is our Zombie Army. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I want to thank Champion for having us here. Champion Card Collector in Poughkeepsie, New York is an amazing store. If you are anywhere near the Poughkeepsie, New York area, you should come check them out. The link to their website is down in the description box below. You should definitely go check it out. Like I said during the video, if you have stories from pre-release, cool cards that you opened, etc., please let us know in the comments down below. We would love to hear from you. Let us know what you thought of this opening. Was it weird? Did we get screwed? Or is that what you were seeing at your pre-releases as well? Is that, you know, not a lot of mythics opened? Because, wow, we got one out of a lot of packs. So, anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Genuinely, I really hope you enjoyed. Please check out some of the other videos on our channel. Stay subscribed. You will find out when more of these videos come out. I am probably going to get maybe 4 or 5 more of these kits and try this all over again, but do them individually and try to make decks. So stay tuned to the channel for that in the coming weeks and months. But from the Geek for All YouTube channel, I have been Joe. As we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.